Welcome to Entreprogrammers Podcast, the podcast for developreneurs, the podcast where you get to be a fly on the wall listening to real conversations of three developers trying to tackle the challenges they face as entrepreneurs.
It's starting now. All right. We're live. I guess I clicked start somehow.
All right.
It's Black Friday. Are you doing a Black Friday sale?
Yeah, it's going on. I'm doing four sales on 4 days, Black Friday all the way to Cyber Monday.
Okay. Nice. I like it. I think the more the merrier, honestly, with the Black Friday shit.
Thinking of like doing hey, store-wide coupon, store-wide sale. These are the products. And then I I'm not sure which way is the right way. I don't think anyone has the answer for it. I just decided to make a pitch for a specific product every day and a sale basically for that product for that day.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that will do better than the idea of just straight up just go buy everything from my store, whatever you want. Hard to tell what's gonna work. What's your take here?
Whether you should do it like everything on the store or specific items?
Give the kitchen sink, like take where you want, or like sell each of them individually. So what I'm doing is daily deal, basically for 4 days.
I like bundles.
Bundles are even harder to put together. The question is someone has bought something, someone hasn't bought something, so now you're like trying to make it such that only the people who haven't bought anything are the ones who will try to buy.
Yeah, but I don't know, but that's a majority of your list. So,
but the best people are the ones who already bought.
Yeah, and you don't need to. They're gonna buy in the future. You don't need to do Black Friday sale necessarily to sell them.
That's fair point.
I mean, you could do both. You can have a bundle, and then you can do like I think it's stronger to just push one thing, and sometimes people will buy the bundle anyway, even if they already own one of the products. If I've done that before, where the discount is steep enough. So
yeah,
I did a bundle for all the people Josh deleted from the list.
How did you get them back?
What's that?
How did you get them back?
Josh had them. He was able to get them back for me. So I put them on the MailChimp list, and then I just did a bundle. So,
and what happened?
I don't think the email has gone fully out yet. We'll see, because it's MailChimp. It did it. It's doing it slowly. I'll have to look and see. I'll look in MailChimp, but I see one sale came in so far from there. So I have to make $500 at least to cover the MailChimp for a month.
That's how many people you deleted?
70, like about 80,000.
80,000 have been deleted over the last few months.
Yep.
Dude.
I know. A lot of them came from his Sublime list. So
can you sell my product to that list?
I will. I'm just gonna blast them with fucking sales until MailChimp shuts me down. MailChimp was eventually going to shut me down from spam reports, but I don't care. Like, I might as well blast the fuck out of them. Like, there's just no reason to not do it. So that's the thing. Is like, I was trying to explain to Josh. I'm like don't like. I mean, 77,000 people. Even if the open rate is like 2%, it doesn't matter. Like, that's still like, blast the hell out of them. Like, we can make money for sure. Like, there's no reason to not. Like, I don't know. There's just no reason to not be doing something with them. I'd rather not have people delete from the list, honestly, like ever, because even if I don't know, like to me, there's like very little cost keeping someone on a list besides the ego of watching your open rate drop, which I agree, that does suck. But at the same time, there's potential advantage of that. Like it can, some of these people are going to buy and some people will like re-engage. There's a lot of reasons why people stop responding to emails, and sometimes they get back on board. So
I think Josh's point is more also along the lines that his deliverability gets hammered if it keeps going below a certain point, right? Or
yeah, I don't see any
the
evidence of that.
people who should be getting emails are not getting emails because the ones who are not opening are screwing it up.
I don't see any evidence of that, though. That's like, I don't know. Someone needs to show me some conclusive evidence that that's happening.
That's one of the things they talk about in the marketing courses, right? That's
it's bullshit, though. No one ever proves that. Like, I've never seen proof of it. So it's just like it's one of those like what do you call it? Urban myths, urban legends that people believe about email marketing.
We might have to go take a look at the details and numbers to see what the truth is.
I'm blasting 77,000 people right now, and I'm getting opens, so that were deleted from the list. So
hey, how about
I'm not getting a very high open rate, but obviously I'm getting deliverability. So in fact, MailChimp is telling me that successful delivery is 96.9%. So
what's the open rate you're getting right now?
It's nothing. It's crap. It's like 2%. But these are of the shittiest, ones that Josh had pulled. So
2%. Oof.
But
what would be interesting is if we can somehow. There's nothing you can do with 2% open, though.
Oh no, there's plenty you can do with 2% open. When you're getting 2% open out of 77,000 people, there's plenty. Those people that are opening, the click-through rate is on clicks per opens on those. It's like it's something around 15 to 20%.
Yeah, clicks per open.
Yeah, because those people are clicking if they're opening, right? That's the thing about non-responders is, yes, non-responders are less likely to open, but they're more likely to click if they do open. If you think about it, it makes sense.
15 to 20% of 1,000 people, 2,000 people is like 200 to 300 clicks.
Yeah. Plus, some of those people are going to re-engage and stuff. So
you can sell stuff to 300 clicks.
The biggest thing I'm finding that we need to, that I think we've gotten away from on the Simple Programmer stuff is, I'm reading through. I decided to read through Jeff Walker's launch book just because, like, I'd always avoided reading that book because I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do launch. I've done like launches before, obviously. Like this is, but I was like, okay, I need to go back to the basics and figure out what we're doing wrong. And there's a couple of things. One of them is the pre-launch is not happening. The pre-launch is not happening, right? You have to do a pre-launch sequence. And, when I look back at how to market yourself when I first launched that, and even when we did 10 steps, we followed it to the T. We did the pre-launches, and then even with the launch sequence itself is, I think that's fairly decent, but there's a few elements that are missing from that as well. So, but I don't know. There's definitely some issues with it.
So far on this?
On the imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
It's looking like 6 so far. It's no good.
No, something is off.
The
price point isn't really that prohibitive. That's the other thing.
The price point is fine.
Yeah, if it was like $1,000, $2,000, you'd think that, okay, well, that is keeping. Here's the thing, imposter syndrome. Okay, so I realized when I was doing the meditation thing, it was way out of the realm of books. So it needed a lot of persuasion in some ways to sell them.
Exactly. That's pre-launch. That's pre-launch. Yeah. That's what's missing.
I'm in agreement with you. But with the imposter syndrome thing, with the messaging you guys have, it's not really that far from the left field. It's along the same lines as we've been talking. It's almost like saying we would have had to do messaging on mental toughness before we did mental toughness.
No, what you have to do is see the whole point of the pre-launch is when you do pre-launch, what you want to do is you're building excitement and anticipation, and you're also building up the reciprocity, because you're giving away free valuable content before you open the cart. The key is before you open the cart, and that's where
I'm with you on all of the above. I'm saying there's something not, the offer is not aligned with the audience, because let's say you did the pre-launch, maybe you doubled the sales. Even then, that's not worth it.
It'll be more than double the sales, I bet. The thing is, like, there's no anticipation. It was basically like, okay, here you go, bam. Like, there was a small amount of, like, we're probably going to launch something about imposter syndrome.
And like the audience is not, audience doesn't care about this topic, because if the sales are so few, the on-page sales conversion is so bad, something is wrong with the offer itself. It's not the sales copy that's wrong. The offer itself is broken.
Do you have your headphones? I'm coming through on your mic, I think.
All right, so let me go get it.
Do.
I mean, he said he's gonna close it down today, right? If it doesn't come through.
He's gonna let not send as many emails out and focus on the Cyber Monday sale. I think.
When will this close down?
It's supposed to close. It opened on Monday, so it's supposed to be a 7-day, I believe.
Right. I thought this was supposed to go through Cyber Monday.
Unless it was 5 days. I don't know. I'll double check with Josh, but I think he should hit it hard. There's a lot of things that are wrong here. One of them is launching on a Monday of Thanksgiving week, and there's a lot of reasons why that is a bad idea. The top one is because people are not spending money on Monday. They're waiting for Black Friday. They're waiting for Black Friday deals. They're not buying from people that are probably going to put on Black Friday deals, because it just doesn't make sense. So they might even be thinking with this course that I'll wait till Friday to buy the course because they're going to do a Black Friday deal, which we're not on it. The second thing is that these are programmers, and our traffic significantly declines, and email opens significantly decline on holidays because they're not at work, because a lot of people have work emails. Not everyone, but a lot of our list, like at least probably 10% of it is work emails. So that hurts for sure. There's a lot of factors that are bad in this case for it. So I don't know.
How many clicks have you guys driven to the sales page now?
I don't know. I got to look at, or I got to get Josh to open up the stats on that. He's got.
Because he said last like 1,600 clicks and 4 sales, right? And you guys sent a couple more emails since then.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
The price point is low too. It's $99. Like,
the price is not the problem here. The offer. I'm not even. Yeah, that's the contention. Whether it's the persuasion, or whether it's the offer itself that is not lining up with the audience.
There's also a transferability of Jason teaching the course, right? I think it probably would have been better to bundle. Like, it's fine if Jason teaches the course, but they should have had at least one module that I taught on the course, or like a bonus from me, something like that, to build that. Like, I interviewed Jason, that's fine, and he did a good job with the course. But again, a lot of it, that it's not as easy to transfer that.
But
credibility
in the sales page, it doesn't come across as if Jason was the one creating the course. It came across as if Josh was the one doing the work. And Jason was just the support cast. That's what I felt.
Yeah, but even with Josh, right, it's still not a direct,
Well, Josh, I mean, he's been running this shit for almost a year now, so he should be able to sell his name now.
But he hasn't sold any, like, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, that way, man, how do you guys do any affiliate deals? Every time it's the same thing, right? You're transferring some sort of credibility that's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime we did the deals together, anytime anyone else did the deals together.
Yeah, but we've had the best success when I've added a bonus package from me with it as well, right? We did that with the Pluralsight, and even with the coding, like the messaging was directly coming from me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, affiliate deals we haven't had much success with until we adopted a different methodology for doing it.
But
to white label it.
Yeah, but even then, like, this one is abysmal compared to anything you guys have done in the past, right?
This is pretty bad. Yeah.
Like $600 in like 4 or 5 emails.
Yeah.
Even if you consider our productivity book summaries or mental toughness book summaries as average deals, they were still doing $10,000 at least per deal with just 3 or 4 emails. And that didn't really need me. Like there wasn't much of me involved, or there wasn't like.
Yeah, you're right.
In the productivity, in the mental toughness, there wasn't anything you actually bundled on top of what we sold.
Yeah.
It was 4 emails. Neither I was like, you didn't really have to convince people very hard. I mean, you sold people on Manny and 2,000 books, but that was the extent of the whole thing. And we sold at least 10K every time, if not more. I mean, 10K was the minimum.
Yeah.
So here, even if you're not getting to 1,000, something is extremely broken, is what I'm saying. Like you're going from affiliate deals doing $10,000 to your in-house deals not even doing $1,000, and the price point isn't really that far off. Something else is broken.
Yeah, you got a good point. There's something broken here.
You didn't persuade people on the productivity book summaries. You didn't persuade people on the mental toughness book summaries.
Yeah, but those ones are different. Those are different. Those are more like impulse buys. At the $99 price, it's not impulse buy anymore.
Yeah, so you would think the conversions would go down, but you wouldn't think.
Yeah, the overall sales volume.
The overall dollar amount, like the EPC would go from $4 to like 40 cents.
No, but I'm just saying that persuasion is more necessary for higher price points. But
yeah, but this is not high price enough to think about.
No, it's not. But that's the other thing too.
Think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely something that's weird. Like, I mean, even with those affiliate deals, like we should have probably done 5x that. I mean, when the list size, like, consider what's happened with the list, and then some of it is just because everyone's using, launch formulas now. But when I started Simple Programmer and I launched How to Market Yourself, my list size was 3,500 people, and I sold $25,000 of product to 3,500 people list.
Yeah, right? That is crazy.
So that's smaller
most
list.
People can't pull that off.
Then when we did 10 steps learn anything quickly, which is our next biggest launch, the list size was 20 something thousand people, probably 20,000, and we did 50,000 in sales. So we're at a list size, a cold list now, not cold, right?
Warm list
but it's been pared down. Like Josh has removed 77,000 people. So
warm list.
Warm list. But a cold one, like it's been reaped, right? We've knocked 77,000 people off the list, so there's like 70 or 80,000 left on the list, and we are getting not anywhere close to that response rate. So it doesn't make
something
much sense.
Is really, really, really messed up.
I wonder too if it's like, I don't know, I always wonder with the shopping cart software and whatnot, because I see like sometimes orders that don't go that are marked unpaid and shit, but it still doesn't account for enough. Like there's a bunch of orders that are marked unpaid. I don't know how people are like doing this. Pending payment.
I mean, you would get emails from people if shit was going wrong.
Not always. That you would be surprised. All of our downloads for the freaking content upgrades were not working, and we weren't getting any emails. So
it's true. After a certain point, like there's a critical mass at which you'll start getting those emails.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. There's definitely something off about it. One thing I thought about doing is like bringing in like an outside consultant to look at a launch, like someone like maybe like Jeff Walker or something like that. Maybe not. We can't get him. Maybe he's a little too expensive, but someone on his team or his coaching program, just to go through and just shake everything out and look at like this and say, just so you get an outside perspective to say, okay, what is wrong here? Because there's something wrong here.
Yeah, there is something wrong here.
Like this should be 100K launch easy with this list size.
Yeah, you should be able to do 100K launch with this list size. The question is the product aligned with the audience? That's the challenge. That is what I am led to believe, that this product is not aligned with the audience right now. whatever is happening. Maybe like how to market yourself, how to learn anything quickly. Those are like so much cleaner in appeal.
Yeah, I guess the question is like, what is the end result that people are trying to get out of this, and it's a little bit unclear. I mean, I don't know. It's like, why do I feel like such a fraud is the question, right? The answer is how to stop feeling like a fraud.
Yeah.
Like, how much are you willing to pay? Is that enough of a pain for you? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
good question. So
you guys, and I'm trying to get to that as well, like finding out one product that I sell rather than selling multiple products.
Yeah.
Like one flagship program that would be worth so much more than all of these little programs here and there.
Yep.
I'm actually like, I've literally like, I have different departments of the business in my layout, right? In my business layout, the way I look at business every time. And there's marketing and sales. Over the last few weeks, I've created a market called a department called Simplification.
Okay.
Because just focusing on simplifying the damn thing.
Yeah.
The more entanglements there are, the more difficult it gets to. It's like this. If I have one product, and take a look at some of the biggest guys in the space, and they all have one flagship product.
Exactly. Yep.
One flagship product, which is $1,000+, right?
Yep.
$1,000 or maybe $100 a month or something along those lines. Whether it's John Lee Dumas doing it, or Charisma on Command guys doing it, or who do you take any of them, like the podcast guys or the YouTube guys. They have one flagship offer, and all the marketing effort can now just be fed into bringing people to that one flagship marketing channel.
Right.
That's how John Lee Dumas really built his business. He had the Podcaster's Paradise. All his marketing efforts from the podcast was going towards signing people up for the webinar.
Right, exactly.
And that's it. All he would do was come to the webinar, sell the course. Come to the webinar, sell the course. Come to the webinar, sell the course. Nothing else.
Right.
He didn't really have 20 different products. Even today, he doesn't really have 20 different products. It was Podcaster's Paradise that literally has been making him 6 figures a month, more or less.
And you can find other products. Like, a lot of those guys sell other stuff, but they have one flagship thing that they market and they push everything to. And then from there, they have other offers that they would give you and stuff, but they're just pushing you to the main offer.
Murray Forleo, Jeff Walker.
Yeah.
Evan Pagan has a shit ton of products. He's different. Definitely something more along the lines of what you and I, like, we have going on here with a bunch of products. If you look at Murray Forleo, Jeff Walker, a lot of these guys, very streamlined offering.
Yeah.
Brandon Bouchard has a ton of products, but now he's going into like this $97 a month package. That's his, like, that's where he's trying to get everyone.
Yeah.
He wants everyone to get into this 97. I think if we can figure out, like, if I can figure out, or you guys can figure out, like, the $97 a month offering.
Yeah.
And constantly, like, it's so high value, people have to join. Now, all your marketing effort, the thing about fragmentation of marketing is that the more you're fragmenting that marketing, the more your effort is being spent in 20 different directions, rather than just streamlining that one thing and keep on making it better and better and better and more optimized and more optimized and more optimized. So
exactly,
optimizing rather than having everything convert at 0.5% and you have 5 different products, you have something that you start converting at 0.5, then you take it to 1, 2, 3, 4. All the effort is going into that damn thing.
Yep.
All right. So $100 a month, $1,000 product is actually what I need and maybe what Simple Programmer needs too. Like the $100 a year membership is really not worth it. You have to sell so much to get anywhere close to that magic number.
Yeah, I agree.
Like $10 a month, you would have to sell 10,000 people to get to $1 million business. Right.
The idea is that you eventually like raise the
but
the value of it is the
you
value.
have to constantly be adding value to that thing, in the sense that should be the primary focus, where you're trying to constantly, like every few months, you're raising the price. That's what John Lee Dumas did, right? Initially offered Podcasters Paradise for like $200 lifetime, then $300 lifetime, then $500 lifetime, then $700 lifetime. Every few months, his price was going up.
Yep. The value is the value is the size of the community, and that's so
right. So, but
there has to be a point where you raise it up.
Focused on delivering value on that one thing, and he was constantly like escalating on that one thing.
Yep.
Right. Rather than what I love that you guys have the community going, but then I am conflicted about the fact that you guys did 2 different launches, even though the community is there. Like I would have expected you guys to just like keep on putting stuff in the community and raise the price. Put stuff in the community, raise the price. Tell them.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like basically, to put that in and then raise the price of the based on that. Like it's in there now.
Yeah. And say, hey, by the way, you can buy the course one-off, or you can buy it as part of the community, and the price goes up next week or the week after the launch, and blah, blah, blah. So you're constantly giving the value of the community and making it go to that price point of like $1,000.
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense, because then also like you're giving it to all the people in the community. Like they're like, oh shit, I only paid like $99 and now I'm getting another product. Like I'm getting this whole thing for free. So then their resubscribe rate to the community is going to be higher for the next. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like that's how that would make sense, is to launch this and then to basically say, but you know what, if you join the community, the only problem is like you have the pricing. What we'd have to do is essentially like, because the pricing for the community is $99. The pricing for this product was $99. So what we should have done is launch this product at $79.
You could do all sorts of, pricing is so fungible, right?
Well, it's not in this case, because the community pricing is $99. So
right. What I'm saying is you could have increased the price to $199.
You can't do that. You can't increase the community price because there is no announcement of it. What you're saying is, if you're going to increase it in the future,
you have to build it. You have to build.
You can increase it in the future, but at this offer, it would have to be the product that we just launched would have had to been like something like $79 or $69, or you can pay $99, join the community, get this for free. That would have been the way to do it.
Or that's one way to do it. Or to say, hey, by the way, we have this new product coming up. This product will be part of the community. And when the product actually closes, the price of the community goes up.
Exactly. And you'd say that as well with the same marketing. Exactly.
So if you wanted to join the community, this is the price. Price goes up next week.
Yeah.
And then again, price goes up. And again, price goes up. You keep increasing the price until you get to the $1,000 mark. And now you can sell $100 a month membership like clockwork.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Because otherwise you're just spraying your marketing efforts so much, like launch, open, close, and you're revving your engines all over again on a different marketing puzzle. And then you come across something like this and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now we have to debug this shit.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's the way to do it if we're going to push the community. So
if you're going to push the community, which I feel like that's the future for a lot of our businesses at this point.
Yeah, it's got to be, I think, at this point. So
most people are going to the membership model now.
Yeah, either that or SaaS. Like otherwise, you got to like build a SaaS.
Yeah, SaaS. You have to now figure out SaaS products for the community. I'm talking about content businesses. Content businesses are going into membership.
Yeah,
or more than anything else now.
For sure. Yeah.
We can go and study Brendan Bouchard's funnels or any of the other guys' funnels to see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I can do.
What's that?
I'm trying to figure out how I can do $100 a month membership. So I was actually running this idea by a few friends of mine. I'm trying to actually talk to a bunch of people to see what this would happen. What if this has legs? So think about it. $100 a month.
Okay.
And it's books, like it's a book discussion / study club.
Okay.
Every week you discuss a new book amongst your peers, amongst other entrepreneurs, new business book, and you talk about it. And you basically, the biggest value proposition here is that reading only gives you so much learning. Reading doesn't really help you with retaining the ideas as much as really using those ideas in some format, which is either through discussion. When you're talking to people, that's when the ideas really stick, or you apply those ideas. So the value proposition here is that you would be part of a community where every week we would discuss one new book. We'd summarize it, we'd discuss it, we'd get on a call and talk back and forth about it with others who have read this book and who are reading the other books in the club as well. So
the problem is this. I was thinking about this more because we were talking about this at the gym. But the biggest problem with this is that if you're going to go through this effort, you might as well make a mastermind group and charge $1,000 a month. That's what I was thinking about after we had this discussion. Because I'm like, if you're going to actually jump on a call once a week, you might as well don't charge $100 a month, charge $1,000. And people will pay that, and it's a known model. And you can also, at that price point, you can afford to do Facebook advertising to convert people if you needed to. This is the problem with touchscreen monitors. They're kind of worthless. Like, they can only cause issues, but they're not useful.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you actually use a touchscreen monitor, never, right? You accidentally touch it.
You only use it accidentally.
Yes. And then they always bug out. I didn't even touch it. It was just that my mouse was hovered over the thing, and somehow it decided it was going to touch it. So, but so what I was saying was this is basically the thing is you might as well just run a mastermind group and charge $1,000 a month, and what you can do with that also is then, I mean, if you're doing $1,000 a month, then when you get your leads on your email list, you send out an email and you basically get phone numbers. You put out a form, right, that people are interested in coaching, and then you call them and you close them on the phone for $1,000 a month for a mastermind group, and you're going to have a higher close rate. In-person on phone call close rate is super high, and it's worth it for $1,000. And you can close, if you do a push and sale on that, you might get 100 leads, and you can probably close 25 of them.
So hang on, the value proposition is not clear to me. You're asking me to ask people to pay $1,000 for a book discussion club?
Oh, no, it's not it's a mastermind. It's a mastermind at that point. It just happens to be centered around books, but you're using a book as sort of a study guide to teach lessons, to go through business problems.
Let me ask you
this. You're having a hot seat.
Would you pay $1,000 for that?
For a mastermind, you're just making a mastermind at this point.
No. What would the mastermind have to be for you to pay $1,000?
What is
it's around book clubs?
What is any mastermind? What is any mastermind?
Their own books, right? We know this.
You're getting together a bunch of people that read books, right? That have businesses or want to start businesses, and you're teaching them from the books, right? You're having discussions. They're making connections. It's a mastermind, right? You see what I'm saying? There's no.
It's not as simple as what you're trying to make it right now.
I'm just saying, masterminds are simple. Everyone does masterminds, right? There's a simple formula, right, for doing masterminds. Every single high ticket, internet marketer has some kind of mastermind, inner circle, whatever it is, right? And they charge anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a
the
month.
books cannot be the value. The end value.
Yeah, forget the books. I'm talking about if you're going to spend an hour a week of your time on a live call, you just need to do a mastermind. Otherwise, you need to figure out other way to charge $100 a month that doesn't require an hour of your time on a live call every week. Because if you're going to spend an hour of your time on a live call every week, just do a mastermind. Just do a business mastermind. You see what I'm saying? Right? You've read hundreds of business books. You're qualified to do a business mastermind, right? Like you see what I'm saying? Like you can coach people from that. Your audience is full of people that read books. You can do a mastermind I'm just saying for your time. If you're going to spend the time of an hour a week or whatever on a live call, then you should do the high ticket thing. Otherwise, if you want to figure out a way to make $100 a month on a recurring, it can't be your time. It has to be something that does not require you.
Yeah. It can require me initially, but then that can be phased out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you have a library of book summaries, the only problem with that is like you're competing with Blinkist, you're competing with what was that other one? Snapper,
so I'm competing
whatever
with
it
book
is.
Summaries right now directly, but if I go down this route, then I'm not.
Although Blinkist sucks balls. They suck. I can't even, like, I was going to unsubscribe. I've been trying to like figure out. I just went through the book summary for launch just to see. Sucks balls. I mean, like horrible. It is not it is so bad. I've gone through a few of their summaries now. It's just horrible. Bad.
Yeah, they got amateurs doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why I do what I do. But
it doesn't matter. Like you're still competing with the bottom. Like
exactly.
It's going to be a commodity market if you have a book summary library.
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. That if we do $100 a month and it's always led by an expert. Today I am the expert, but in the future I can have the author be a part of the discussion. Do whatever. Like at $100 a month, the options are unlimited in how you scale that damn thing. I can have the author do it, or I can ask people, hey, which one of you has actually read this book, actually loves this book, and would like to lead the discussion next time around, and make it more.
Okay. I got something for you. Okay. $100 a month. Okay. You're part of a community of people who are avid book readers, right? Who want to get the most, or who want to meet other people who are like, right? Because like, again, like I know this, you know this, right? When we go to a social event, within like 10 minutes, you know if someone is like well read, and if they're well read, you're having like an hour discussion with them, right? Because you're like, oh, do you read this book, right? And it's like a secret society. Like people don't understand from the outside, but you know, I've met those people. We were just having a discussion about making the podcast, and there's a bunch of them that I could rattle off. You know, Brandon Carter, Mario Tomic, RSD Max even has. You know, he's one of those people. Right. You know, like you connect with these people and you're like, oh, damn, like, because you have so many things to talk about because you have read the same books. Right. And so there's value in just that. But here's the other thing. What you do is, I like the author idea. Right. And these people are going to be reading these books anyway. So here's the added value that you do is you find authors that are launching new books. Okay. So let's say Robert Greene, right? Like he just launched that, the Laws of Human Nature, right? I bet if you reach out to him and his publisher right before then, when they were doing the press push, and you said, look, I have this book community. Okay, all these people, there's like 500 people in the community. You know, they're avid readers, they're promoters. A lot of them have blogs, they have audiences, they're entrepreneurs, right? They're building businesses. Here's what, you know, give my audience, like this is how this model works, is you give my audience a free copy of your book, right? The audio version of the book. You just give them Audible credits or a Kindle version of the book. Doesn't matter, right? Whatever it is. Just give me a free, 500 copies to give to every one of my community members. I'll have you on, right? Interview you, right? I'll put it'll be an interview for my community members, right? For a book discussion. to get them hyped up about the book. And we'll go through the book, like we'll teach the book for this month. It'll be our book of the month or whatever it is. But we'll record this. We'll use this in our media. We'll publish this out. Part of we'll do a separate interview with you or whatever, right? You give them a whole package, right, for the author, and you basically say you're going to get huge publicity from this. You're going to have like 500 influencers, right, that are going to be reading your book, getting advanced copies or getting free copies of your book, right? I'll be selling my membership, promoting your book, saying that we have Robert Greene. This is the book that we're doing this month. I'll be doing, video content based on that. So you're going to get like 4 YouTube videos from me this month promoting it. You're going to get YouTube videos and blog posts from my other community members, because I'm going to be telling them to write summaries. Part of the homework of this club is to write a book summary of the book or either do it on YouTube or do it on their blogs, right? Then what you're offering the community is access to an author, a free book that they're going to buy anyway, right? So they're going to get free books, the selection of good books that are going to come out, and access to you, like a bunch of stuff. And on the other side, you're getting these connections with the authors, and you're offering the author something that is, how are you going to turn that down as an author? If you're like, they're going to give you the free books, they're going to give you the access, right? You're going to be able to do that, and you're going to get excellent content and a name to be able to promote your membership. That would be something that no one else has.
Right. So the assumption there is that I would have this community of these bloggers / people who are influencers and who will be able to help them promote, which is a whole marketing effort by itself in order to get those people. It's one thing to currently have a community of people the way I have. Now I have to go find those people and make the assumption that authors will always want to be a part of something like this.
Well, you're not going to find every author, but people like, these big book launches, Robert Greene, I've seen him on, like he definitely did, right? He would have done it like, Atomic Habits, James Clear would have done it. I'm almost sure, right? Like there's a lot of these ones that would certainly do it. And you only got to find 12 a year. Okay. Cause you do it once a month. And then, and then the thing is like, I don't know, there's just a lot of value. Plus, it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to find bloggers. You just make it as part of this course. You just make the homework that you need to do some kind of public summary of this book. Like this is like, you just make that part of the way that you learn the book. You take the notes.
Like let's keep the author out of the value add in the sense. I'm not worried about the author providing the book for free or not. It's not a big deal. I can pay for the book. If people are paying $100 a month, $10 for the book is not a big deal. The bigger question is, will people pay to be part of a group where they are in a call with the author on a monthly basis, a call that an author that I actually decide rather than them knowing who it is and what's going to happen?
Yeah, because part of what they're paying for and the way you position this is part of what they're paying for is your expertise in selecting the book and the author, right? You're the one who knows, like they want to know, like the biggest thing for avid readers, right?
Would you pay to be part of a community where you get to discuss books with the author?
Yeah, for sure.
How much would you pay for it?
It depends. It depends on what it is. I'd be willing to pay $100 a month.
$100 a month, and what are you expecting to get out of it?
To be able to get on the call with author and ask questions and discuss books
with
other people.
How many people are in the community if you are going to do that?
Yeah, because I want to be able to make connections with other people, entrepreneurs that have the same interests as me, and get their perspectives and be part of the community of discussing the books, right?
So what are the key things that you want in the community for you to want to invest in this?
Enough people, committed people that are active.
Enough, as in how many?
Enough people that I can make connections, right? That's the thing.
So
I don't know what the number is.
More to me. Explain more. What do you mean by that?
Right. I'd want to meet people that I'm going to be able to gain value from, that I'm going to be able to make connections with, right? To do business with in the future, to that are going to expand my network, right? In valuable ways, right? That I'm going to learn, that maybe I can build into masterminds, right? That type of thing.
So it would. So you're saying if this was only open to 6-figure plus entrepreneurs, it would make it much better.
Yes, for sure. Yep.
Maybe that's the pitch.
Yeah.
This is only for 6 figures plus entrepreneurs who
and
want.
And now you've got qualification built in.
Right, and
which
so
is good.
You get on a call with me, you talk about it, and then, well, to sell $100 a month, it's not worth for me to get on a call.
No,
I'm assuming you do it.
It is at first. This is at first. This is how you build it, right?
Initial 10 or 20 people.
Maybe even 100 people in. Get 100 people in by doing direct calls and making them talk to you to screen them first. It's a good way to jumpstart it.
Okay, so I was talking to my friends, other friends in War Room. He has a real estate business, and I was talking about the same exact thing. And he said, "I'd pay $100 even if there wasn't an author, but we got on a weekly call as a group to study the book of the month. I don't want a weekly book. That's too much.
The book. Yeah, exactly.
Right. I want one book a month, and we just study it together. We get on a weekly call. We talk about the book. If you get the author, maybe I'll pay $200. But if it's just, even if it's internal and it's just a bunch of us talking about the book, but if we study it and we discuss it and we apply it, I'd pay somewhere from $49 to $99 a month for that."
Yeah.
Is that your understanding? Is that something you would pay for as well, the same way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if the author was not involved, but you had other people who were like sharp, like who were.
If they're sharp, yeah.
They have a business, and they're, let's say it's a marketing book club.
Yeah.
Now the other question that came up was, I was like, okay, I should just make it a marketing and sales book club. He's like, no, I want it to be open to all sorts of books.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Again, what you're talking about is doing this as a book club. Is you getting on a weekly call, though? Like, you might as well just do a business entrepreneurship mastermind.
The thing is, right now I am doing it, but I don't need to do it for the rest of the business.
You don't need to do the master. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you make $100 a month when you can make $1,000 a month?
You can't make $1,000 a month doing book summary discussions.
No, just do a mastermind.
No, but then these book summaries are actually going into our archive for future consumption as well.
For what? Your product you're selling is $100 a month. It doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna be there,
if you're selling a completely different thing, the mastermind.
Sell a course. 12 books that will change your life. A monthly course, right? Do the first year live, and then it's $100 a month, and then after that, then you can have a pre-recorded course. That I could buy into. That makes sense. Like the 12 books that would change your life, right?
Change your life or change your business?
Your life. Your business is part of it. Like, just your pitches. I've read 2,000 books in my life, or 1,000 books, whatever it is, right? Out of that, here's the top 12 books that like, I'm perfectly positioned to tell you 12 books that are going to absolutely change your life that you need to read, and we're going to go over these books, and you're going to, instead of you having to read 1,000 books like I've read, these are the 12, right? And this is the what to get from them, and this is all the wisdom that you need, essentially. Like, this is the 80-20. This is 20% of 80% of the books that are out there.
So in that case, I'm actually selling a specific, I'm telling them, these are the books. You might have read them. You might have read them numerous times, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because most of the times, if you're going after the book lovers and you tell them these are the 12 life-changing books we'll study, they're like, oh, I've already read them. Why do I need to?
They haven't read all 12, though. There's going to be 4 of them on that list.
Yeah, maybe they've read 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Maybe they read 50%. Most likely, most people would have read 50% of those books. These are very popular books, right?
Yeah. And at this point, you're also changing your audience slightly, right? At the book club, like the book enthusiast ones, you're hitting the people that read like 30, 40 books a year. At this point now, you're hitting the people that read 10 books a year to 20 books a year, because you're more appealing to them because you're saying these are the 12 books that you need, right? You can hit that segment better with this offer. It's a larger segment.
It is a larger segment.
Fuck, you can even make it so that people choose their course. It'd be kind of fun. Like
What's
where they're like, you can make it so people choose their course, right? So like, okay, think of it this way, right? You got 12 months, right? You got 12 books. Okay, so there's going to be like 3 books or 4, that are, let's say, everyone starts with, right? And then when you get to month 4, you make a choice. Are you more interested in being an entrepreneur or advancing your career, working for someone else, right? And then based on that choice, like, you branch, and it could be like 2 months or 2 different months.
Focus on business in general. I don't want to talk about career and all that crap.
Well, but you can go in different. I mean, it doesn't have to be career. It could be like, it could be like, romantic, like, how's your sex life? It could be like, how's your, like, personal skills, right? Like, they can basically choose the things that are interesting or important to them and have different pathways. I mean, start off with just 12 that doesn't have any path, right? But as you get feedback from people, if you make a pathway, so it's like a customized, like, roadmap for them, I would pay money for that. Seriously, that would be valuable, is to have that, where it's like, you're customizing it. You're going down these paths. Like, what do you want to become? Like, what is your outcome that you want? And this is the book, you're providing that expert guidance as well. So right?
So let me throw another idea. Instead of me doing complicated customization, all of that stuff, it could get painfully complex. But instead, what I could sell is 12 life-changing books.
Yep.
Or 12 great marketing books, or 12 greatest entrepreneurship books, and literally sell these 3 different courses, so I don't have to complicate what happens inside one.
It would be more cool if you have the path, for sure. Like, people will get amped on, but forget about it. Forget V1 is just 12. It doesn't have any branches. It doesn't have anything. These are the 12 life-changing books. Now, here's the other benefit of doing this 12 life-changing books course, okay? Is when you have these 12, you can start reaching out to those authors, right? And you can start saying, look,
they already died, most of them.
It doesn't matter. Someone has the foundation. I mean, some, like, some of them will be alive, right? I mean, but
most of them are dead, but yeah.
But you can still reach out to the foundations, right? You can reach out to the stewards of, right, whoever, and you can get like some deals. You can get some exclusive content. You can, if they're alive, interview the author, you can get stuff, right? Because they're going to want, you're basically saying, like, these are the 12 books. This is one of the 12 books, right? That's a powerful marketing pitch for them as well. So,
yeah. You could get something out of them. It's adding complexity to me having to do all of those things.
Well, you don't have to do that. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah,
that's a bonus. You can add that on later. All you need to do is come up with the course and the 12 books, and you teach it live the first 12 months, right? And then you've got this course, right, that you can guide people through.
All right. So the initial thought was a book of the month club for 12, like monthly book of the month club. But instead, you're saying life-changing books. So these are well-defined books rather than book of the month, flavor du jour, right? If I had to sell you, if you're selling yourself on it, but if I were to say, hey, John, put the money down today, what would you need to see for you to say, okay, I'm going to put the money down today?
It's a good question. I think it probably would be like, what I would want to see, like, how is this going to transform my life? Like, what is the difference, right? What will these, if I do this and I listen to these books, why? Like, what will I become? What did I start out as, and what will I become if I do this? How will this transform my life?
Okay. When we were doing Book of the Month Club, and I said we'll do a weekly discussion of the book for a month and then move on to the next one. What was different?
What was different there?
Yeah.
The difference, well, there's a couple things. One is that these are life-changing books, right? This is the 12 best books, right? I don't know like what kind of books are going to come that you're going to select. I mean, for someone who's really into books, who's read a lot of books, then having you curate new books every month so that I know what to read is good. But for someone who hasn't, who only reads like maybe 10 or 20 books a year, having the 12 that I need, or even someone who doesn't read very much, who wants to get into reading, the 12 that are going to change my life is more important. And then the bigger piece of this is that this can become a course in pre-recorded content. It's not going to require you to be there every week. Here's the other thing that you can add with this, right? Okay, you keep doing your book summaries. You're going to be doing book summaries anyway. If they're a member of this course, and as long as they're part of the community afterwards, they get access to all of the book summaries, and you're adding new book summaries every month, right? Because you're going to be doing that anyway, right? So that's, I mean, there you go. To me, that's a hell of a value.
So let me ask you this: instead of, if I did 12 life-changing books for a book a month club, instead, if I did 50 life-changing books for the whole year, what would you rather be interested in?
12. I can't read 50 books.
You can.
I know, but I'm playing the devil's advocate. Most people are like, oh, 50 is too much. One a month I can do. One a month is stretching it for most people, honestly.
So book a month is probably the right number here. The format is the structure is what's really, or which books to pick is probably the bigger argument here. But then also the other argument is, once you're done with 12 life-changing books, you're done. You can't really sell those people on the next thing because they already went through the 12 life-changing books. Now what?
And they're part of the community now. Remember, we talked about this. Remember I was saying, like, the best thing, I think, honestly, the best thing that you could possibly do right now is have one product that is a course that it has a continuity program baked in afterwards, right? So they're in here for a year. When they graduate, they get a special badge. They're part of the graduating class, right? They stay in the community, in the forum.
Why would they pay anymore?
Because they're discussing, because they're part of the community, they're part of the forum, they have access to all the content, right?
What's the next level of value add for them other than the community?
It's, you don't put yourself on the treadmill. The whole point is to not put yourself on the treadmill. You're happy selling this up front. The community is going to be the most avid, like, active people from the life-changing books that aren't going to care. They're going to pay $99 a month. First of all, their life has changed. They're making more money. They don't give a shit. $99. I'll pay $99 a month to be part of this community that changed my life.
You won't pay after you have already gotten the value. You've been in part of the community for a year. You've already seen everything. You've talked about the books. Now you're like, okay, I'm done talking about those books.
No, they're still getting access to your book summaries, and new book summaries are coming out. They want to be part of the community with their friends that are still in there. There's a lot of powerful pulls there. Now, granted, you're probably going to have a 75% drop-off rate, if not 80%, but that's fine. You're going to keep 20% of them on the continuity program, but you're only counting on making the sales up front. You just have to have the continuity program, right? They're going to have like, again, and then every once in a while you're going to throw a bone to them, and you're going to add a new book or something like that, or you're going to create some new content and you're going to drop it in there. You're just not going to be guaranteeing that, right? It's just going to be like bonus shit that you drop in there, right?
Yeah. 12 life-changing books. Book of the Month Club is much more, let's put it this way. Book of the Month Club has a extended lifespan in terms of the product itself. It's not a big deal to be on a treadmill to do a book a week, because the thing is, let's say we get to 1,000 members.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, you got some wrong assumptions here. It is not more likely to be okay if you do a book of the month club. Okay, you're not okay if you do a book of the month club. What do you think that the drop-off rate is going to be?
20 to 30%.
Okay, so people are probably going to subscribe for 3 months. Yeah. Right, that's going to be your average customer lifetime value is going to be $300 or less than $300, somewhere around there, let's say. Okay, that's your average churn rate is going to be that. Okay, now if you sell a 12-month book, 12 books that'll change your life program, that's $1,200. But if you buy it in 3 payments, you can get it for $1,000 or one payment of $1,000, right? You are going to have a higher customer lifetime value, because the average churn rate on a monthly club would be 3 months. This is going to be much higher value.
I'm looking at it from another perspective as well. Once I get a stable number of people, maybe even 100, let's just say 100, okay? 100 people paying $100 a month. Now, I can have the authors come in and say, hey, man, I was leading the discussions. I would like you to lead the discussion. We'll buy your book, or we'll pay you whatever, maybe $500 a call to lead this call.
Okay, so now people stay on for 1 extra month. Now they're staying on for 4 months.
No,
you're still losing.
Now I'm out of it. Now I'm out of it. Now
you're not out of it. You still have to coordinate this. You still have to.
Now I can run the marketing and like really sell the damn thing rather than be on the treadmill to just.
Yeah, you got to find new authors. You got to find new books. No good. Like, make the course one time. 12 life-changing books. Those books aren't going to change. They're timeless. That's better. That's better for sure. There's no way. There's no reason to put yourself on a treadmill like this for $100 a month.
That's what I'm saying. This is
you're making it a service business. Do you want to be in a service business?
No, because then at some point, the thing is, when I'm involved in the discussion, it is not automated, right? But if the author is involved, it is automated from my point of view.
It's not automated.
It is.
It's a service business at that point, right? I mean, yes, you could say that it's automated in the sense that you don't have to. Someone has to coordinate it. Someone has to go and find the authors.
Right.
You're going to have to be the rain man for a while, for sure. Like,
dramatically, if I'm not the person delivering value.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You'd rather deliver value. For you to jump on a call and to discuss a book requires, like, it's fun. Like, it requires no effort from you. It is easy. It is like fish swimming in water.
There is only so much scalability with that compared to if the author is doing it for me, then I don't have to worry about the scale.
But you're trading the thing that is your element, which is discussing a book and your value, for the thing that is not your element, which is going out and reaching out to authors and making deals and coordinating and scheduling and being a moderator for a discussion.
All of these things can be outsourced.
Not for a long time.
Well, yes, not for a long time, but yeah, I mean, if you're trying to build something,
not a good plan. It's no good. It's no good. You're going to be miserable doing that, and and you're going to have to reach a certain point before you can even just do a 12 book course that you won't have to do this. You won't have to. You can reach out to authors one time, like.
Okay,
and you can keep on making the course better and improving the content on the course, rather than like, continually doing monthly, calls that have no future value, right? It's much better to just have one course. And like I said, You can't compete with it. In order for this to be more profitable than a 12-month program, you're going to have to make the churn rate be, you're going to have the average customer subscription be over 12 months. Not going to happen. Or 10 months.
The assumption, okay, so there's quite a few things there. It's probably much easier to get someone to sign up for $99 a month rather than just have them sell them on $1,000 package right up front, right? To sell $99 a month is much easier thing because they know they can back out of it. If anything, they're only out of $99. But $1,000 is a lot of money if they have to invest. So the sales process changes dramatically if you have to sell someone on $1,000 package compared to a $99 a month package.
Okay, fine. We can equalize that. You can still sell, if you want to, the 12 books that'll change your life at a $99 a month. That's fine. It's still a better thing all around. Like,
at that point, there isn't really any difference in. The only question was which books are we discussing, right? Instead of the books that exist today or the new books that are coming out.
If you want a course that you're going to be able to continue to pitch, that is your flagship thing, it's got to be something that you can improve over time, that you can, that your marketing is going to improve for, right? Like if you have these 12 books that change your life, you're going to have testimonials, right? You're going to have like people that have changed their life. You've already got testimonials built in from those books, from people who've read one of those books and changed their lives, right? So like, I don't know, there's a lot more advantage. It doesn't even have to be necessarily that, but getting on the, like, if you're going to get on the live content treadmill, you have to do a mastermind and charge $1,000 a month or more. It's just ridiculous. Otherwise, just do coaching services, just do something else that, like, you can't value your time at that low of a rate, right?
No, the assumption is you will have enough people to pay for that.
It's still no good. It's no good. Mastermind, then, like, do a business entrepreneurship mastermind. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like, for you to be continually putting out this content.
But even the 12 life-changing books, let's say I do this one time, we record the whole thing for the whole year.
Yeah.
Weekly calls, blah, blah, blah. Now you're not going to sell that for $99 a month. Now the price goes down dramatically. It's not live. The value proposition that it was a live discussion has now gone away. It's just a recording.
No, it's the ultimate course on 12 books that will change your life for $1,000, right? That's like, yeah, that's the value proposition.
Okay, so now we're actually discussing which books should be a part of it and how often I would be recording this. Because if I do this once and I'm done with it, being able to sell it at $1,000 again is probably much more difficult than if this was live and being able to sell $100 a month.
So maybe you have to sell it at $5.99. Not a big deal. I mean, I think you can still sell it for $1,000, but
I find it hard to believe that people will pay $1,000 to discuss 12 books that will change their life and a recording of that. Yes, they will pay $100 a month for the book discussion.
Yeah, but so you need to sell them on the ability to change their life. You're selling the outcome, you're not selling book discussions on 12 books.
Right, but then here's the thing. When you're selling a discussion, there's a lot more that the person is actually taking in. But when you're selling a video recording of a course, then they're like, well, I'm just gonna fucking read the book. What the fuck are you doing here?
I don't know. That's not.
The guy just spends his life reading the book. You have 6 hours of book content there. What's the use of this course for $1,000 if I'm just gonna go ahead and read the book now?
It's a matter of knowing what books to read. It's a matter of,
well, they already know what books, they'll be on the sales page.
No, they won't be on the sales page, and it's a community that you're going to have the discussions with the other people, right? You're taking yourself out of the live part of the equation.
What goes away as soon as it's not live anymore, right?
If you want, you could have a once a month on those same 12 books, right? Like call or something like that, or Q&A type of call. I still don't think you even need that, but yeah, the value you're selling is the transformation. It has nothing to do with the books. It has nothing to do with the book discussions, right? This is just the avenue, right, that you're using to sell this transformation. I don't know. I mean, it's I don't like the idea of being on the content on the treadmill of the live treadmill. The live treadmill is worse than the content treadmill. The content treadmill gives you returns forever, right? It's stuff that you're creating. It's assets. The live treadmill is just bullshit. Like it's a service business. If you're gonna do that, just do a mastermind. Just charge $1,000 a month and just do high ticket sales and sell mastermind slots. Like that's a fine way to go. But like doing the medium and charging $100 a month that's requiring you just as much time and effort as if you did a mastermind doesn't make any sense.
But if you, I mean, a mastermind would also, let's say you do a mastermind, you get 10 people paying $10,000 a month. I mean, $10,000 a year. You get 100,000. It's the same thing if you have 100 people on the call and you're getting them to pay $100 a month. But now there's more scalability in that. Like the 100 could still be 200 and you still do the same thing.
Yeah, but you can get 100 people paying $1,000 a month. You just have.
You can't do 100 people paying $1,000 a month for a mastermind. And
no, you have several pods that you've got, right? So
then that confuses the marketing and makes it complicated, right? So if you want to simplify everything, if you want to have one singular product offering, one singular membership offering, one flagship membership offering, that's what we're trying to figure out, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I would make it some kind of course that has a continuity program after it. Even if you just taught people how to read books better, how to read books faster, how to get the most out of books for 3 months, something like that. That would be better than, I mean, it doesn't have to be 12 books to change your life, which is something I thought about, but it could be 12 books that change your life, and it could be a 3-month course, right? And then the continuity program afterwards. It could be how to read books and retain the most value from them, right? It could be, what I've learned, life lessons I've learned after reading 1,000 books, and it's, a life mastery type of 3-month course. It could be, there's a ton of things that you could do that could be a course, and then have a continuity program baked in afterwards, where they're getting access to the community, where they're getting access to your book summaries.
The continuity program afterwards, but I don't really see anyone who does what you're trying to tell me. It's possible, probably, but everyone who has a continuity program has some sort of a content production going on.
But you're producing book summaries. You're not going to stop doing that. You're just not committing to it, right? You have the forum, you have, right? That's the thing, is right.
No, but if I'm just doing the book summaries, those are available at a much cheaper. The thing is, I cannot sell book summaries at $100 a month, straight up, unless there is some sort of a higher, something that involves higher value, whether it is a live discussion or it is a course format or something. Book summary by itself cannot be sold at a high price point.
Yeah. Again, don't make it about the book summaries. Make it about the result. Like if you sell book summaries, you're selling a commodity. If you're selling a result, right, then you're selling something more than that. Then you can price it however you want to price it. It's not.
Well, that's what I mean. In some ways, that's what I do with the book summary packages. We sell specific end results rather than just the book summary.
Right.
But if I were to try and figure out a flagship product, it becomes complicated in terms of what I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just come up with a course that's something that you're gonna push people into. It doesn't even matter. I mean, the continuity program is just a bonus, right? Don't worry about the continuity, because you can take continuity programs and you can take courses and you can make them the same thing by looking at the average customer lifetime value, right? It doesn't matter. Like, do I sell you something that you pay $99 a month as a continuity program and your churn rate is the average churn rate is 3 months? Okay, and so now it's the same thing as selling a product for $300. There's no difference.
It's true.
So
Sure.
it's just
here's the thing. What I'm trying to I think here's a bigger picture overview of what I'm trying to accomplish with this. Instead of being on the treadmill of creating courses all the time or creating book summaries are part of the business, so we do book summaries no matter what.
Yeah.
Instead of on the treadmill of like having to sell individual book summary every time at a low dollar price point value, which is there, if there's a way to sell, okay, it doesn't take more from me to do a book summary live than to not do a book summary live. It actually is easier for me to do a book summary live than to not do it live.
Okay.
The reason why is because as soon as it's live, there is engagement, there's discussion, and it makes it actually higher quality compared to when I'm just sitting in my garage doing book summaries. Right?
Yeah.
So for as long as I want to, I can sell the live component of it. At some point, I can be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay, fine. Make that a bonus, though. So here's what you do. Still make the course. You need a clear message, right? Book summaries is not, I don't know, like sell the course, and then as a bonus, say you also have access to these live book summaries I'm doing as being a part of the community member, right? Sell the course and be like, automatically you will have 3 months while you're taking this course of being part of the live summary book club as well, and the community whatnot, where you have access to these live calls that I do, and community members have access, and that's your continuity program, right? That's fine, but have the course so you have something to actually market and sell that actually has a tangible result. You can't promise a result from a book summary club that it is much harder to market, and the value proposition of paying $100 a month for the book summaries on books that you don't even know what the books are going to be is much more difficult to pitch. Have a course, have something that you're selling that is your main thing, and then you can still do that on the back end and make that part of your continuity program. But yeah, you've got to have something more concrete than that.
So not telling the books is not a big deal. Like I can tell them exactly which books I'll discuss over the next 52 weeks. That's not a problem. The part, so that's kind of sort of concrete. So there's this one guy who has 2 offerings.
Okay.
And you actually might like it. He has the Life Mastery Accelerator membership, or the Business Mastery Accelerator membership. All right. In that, there's 1 monthly group coaching call, and there's a community, and there are some courses that he has included in there, in that as part of the whole thing.
Okay.
And that's it. So Life Mastery Accelerator is like $300 for the year or $29 a month. Business Mastery is like $100 a month or $1,000 a year, and comes with a monthly coaching call plus. So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
If I created a Business Mastery Accelerator or Business Accelerator or something like that,
right,
I sell the monthly group coaching call, and the live book summary discussions are a bonus.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
So the book summary discussions are a bonus, so nobody feels like they're paying for that as not as a bonus, but that's like the other add-on to it.
Right, exactly.
But that's not the ultimate thing that is being sold. The end result that is being sold is business acceleration. And the live book summary discussions are part of that as well. But that's not the thing that's being sold.
Right.
Similarly, there could be the personal development accelerator, which would have the same components and would have the book summaries and would have the monthly calls. And you can join the book summary discussion whenever you want to.
Right.
And you can join the personal, the growth calls whenever you want to, the monthly calls.
Right. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Huh?
Yeah, I think that would work.
So then one is sold for $100 a month, one is sold for $50 a month. One gets access to all the book summaries from business side of the things. One gets access to all the personal development book summaries.
And then you can sell an ultimate package for people that want everything, right?
Yeah, the ultimate package. Like actually business would include life maybe or something along those lines.
It's tiered. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then for the ones who are in the business group, I can upsell them to a personal coaching or personal mastermind, something of that nature.
Yeah. Okay.
Or so the tiered offerings. And the book summaries can always be sold separately, but wouldn't be the effort, wouldn't be the focal point of
yeah, you'll just sell those to your non-responders, right? You can segment your list where you've made the offer several times on the thing, and then you can you can periodically make the lower.
So what I can start selling to my list is, hey guys, I'm starting a business accelerator. It's going to be a monthly call and a community, Facebook community. And not only that, you will be able to join in on my live book summaries. Whenever you feel like it, whenever I'm doing the summaries, you'll be able to join in on them and get value out of that as well.
Yeah.
It's not like there's no specific schedule for those. You will know ahead of time, but that's about it. Whenever I'm doing them, you can come join me and talk about those books and talk about them. But that's not something that's sold as the primary driver.
Right.
Does that appeal to you more?
Yeah, no, I like that. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Why does that make more sense than the Book of the Month Club?
Why does it make more sense in the Book of the Month Club?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has a specific focus on what I'm trying to achieve, right? A goal, right? It has an outcome.
Right. Well, Business Accelerator by itself is pretty vague.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to define what the actual outcome of that is, right? What are you trying to help people to do? We should probably end this. I got to jump off here.
Yeah, we should end this. Josh is still in his minivan.
Yeah.
Buying up all of Pittsburgh.
Yep. All right, so we do our thoughts for the week.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. Why don't you go first?
All right. I guess I'll just riff off of this one. An email list is not necessarily an ATM. Like so many people have led you to believe, right? I think you can get to the point where you're like, oh, email list, ATM. Even in launch, Jeff Walker says your email list is like an ATM. Not quite true. You can't forget the first principles that got you to where you are. When just because you launch something doesn't mean that you're going to make money, right? Sometimes, and it's good. I think as a lot of times, the lesson in life to learn is that when you have success, you should know why. It's not because you're awesome and everything you touch turns to gold, or that your email list is an ATM, right? Those are the things. When you have a string of successes, you can have a false belief that you have a superior trading ability, that you're an excellent poker player, that your list is an ATM, all of those kind of fallacies. And that's why you have to be very careful to know what actually led to success so that you can repeat it, because oftentimes a string of successes leads to epic string of failures because you move away from first principles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm going to add to that thought by saying market research is one of the key components of any kind of product. So what I was doing here with John and what I've been doing over the last few days is a lot of market research, talking to my friends, trying to figure out what they would pay for, what kind of stuff they would pay for if I launched a new product or a specific kind of product. And I'll continue on that discussion. I've started with John here. I'll ask my list as well about it. I'm going to ask my other friends about it as well, to the point where the list can tell me if they are interested or somewhat interested in buying that damn thing, right? Yep. So if my market research indicates that nobody on my list really cares for the product, nobody is willing to pay even like $49 a month for something that I'll be charging $100 a month for within 2 weeks. If I don't get anyone to sign up, I already have a bad offer and I need to stop doing that thing and reconsider everything. So talking to the people, asking them, surveying them. I think surveys are important, but even more important is talking face-to-face or in some fashion, so you get a lot of real feedback from people as to what is valuable to them.
Yeah. A pre-sale is a good idea too.
Pre-sale is a great way to evaluate if the product is actually worth doing or not. You can always eject. That's the beauty of pre-sale. If it doesn't sell X number of copies, you say, all right, I'm not doing it.
Right, exactly. Yep. Just give refunds.
Just give the refunds. And that's something I guess you guys probably, I'm sure Josh had that all figured out. But yeah, that's the big part of it. It's having data from people is crucial for any kind of product launch or marketing effort.
Yep. All right.
Good time.
Get those Black Friday deals.
Time to go run up to my minivan and find Josh.
All right. See you next week.
All right, man. See you. Bye.
Wanna start a business, but you just know how to code. Listen to John, Josh, and Derek as we figure it out. We are the Yantra programmers, and we'll teach you straight up to be developers.